Yo soy Aaron Bracho y yo soy Tater.
I'm Quentin Holmes, and I'm Tater.
I am Onyx Vega, and I'm Tater.
Welcome to another episode of the We Are Tater podcast. I am your host, Freddie, accompanied by my brother, Jeremiah. Today we have a very, very special guest. We're here again at the Tampa Prep High School. Thank you to the Carlsons for helping us out and being part of the Tater family. Today we have David Vidal. He's been an instrumental member of the family since, I don't know, probably 2016, 2017.
Vidi.
And
2016 was wrong with this guy.
2017? 2015.
2015.
2015, correction. But
Unreal.
here's David Vidal.
How you doing, guys? Thank you for having me once again, and nothing is here to talk about basically anything.
Life and Tater.
That's
Well,
interesting.
V has played anywhere and everywhere, honestly, because
At all levels, pretty
at
much.
all levels. Because every time I talk to him, he's got a story about Taiwan, Japan, Mexico, playing in winter ball, double A, triple A. I love it. This guy's played everywhere.
And every position, too, right? You're a super utility, pretty much.
Yeah,
would
but
say.
I haven't pitched yet. I pitched in high A, but I got lit up.
We won't talk about that today. We won't talk about that.
No, I got an inning this year in American Association last year, and yeah, it didn't go too well.
Happens. But V's, like Freddie mentioned, he's been with us since we started, and one of the first guys that really took us on in terms of helping us really figure out the development of what Tater has to offer, not only bats, but the fielding gloves, the batting gloves, the merchandise, a true honest and transparent feedback about the direction we should continue to go with, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and that's why we really cherish the time that we spend with him and his feedback, because it's a big help to us.
Yeah, I still remember the first time we met personally in Miami, right? We went out for breakfast.
For IHOP.
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 And
Pops loves IHOP.
I had this glove saved, and I was like, I'm going to bring it to V. And it was the black mesh, I think, right? The
Yes.
black mesh glove?
Yep.
And I still have it to this day. And I'm not giving it to you.
Not even for the Tater museum?
I'll probably give it to you. I mean, it's stitched up. They had to do some surgery on it, but
One or
it's still-
two.
No, not one or two. Plenty.
So V was, like I said, instrumental. So from the time he started swinging our bats to really helping us fine-tune what's a good pro model, what he likes, what he doesn't like, which also transcended for other pro guys. So thin handle, big barrel, long barrel, whatever the case may be, maple versus birch. And then it developed into, I still remember like the first batting gloves sent you, and the palms were a little thick, or maybe the sizing on one pair was different than the other, and it ultimately culminated into allowing us to constantly improve. So he almost pushed us in a way to become, who we are today, like a coach of sorts, or a mentor, or somebody that really could give us the real feedback, because a lot of folks were afraid to tell us what they did like or didn't like, but we had that honest brotherhood in this way, where he felt comfortable, where he can say anything and know wouldn't hurt my feelings, but would help me produce or be a better, or us as a collective,
Produce better
Better
gear
equipment.
for everyone down the
Yeah.
road long term.
Yeah, since that beginning, I've always been very, very honest. And since the first day, since the first time you ever gave me a bat, that bat was in 2017, I think it was, that we went to the Caribbean Series. It was
That's right, yeah.
all natural. And
we rushed that one.
and Jonathan wasn't in a bat. It was bases loaded. Can't forget, it was bases loaded, and he was gonna go up to hit against Obispo. So Obispo was a sidearm pitcher, and he was trying to get some feedback to see what the guy was throwing. I told him, look, just use his bat. Hey, just let it rip. Like, whatever happens, happen. And he ends up hitting a home run with that bat. And from that day, I was like, gosh, why not be, upfront and tell him stuff how it is, because this is not about, staying in the same spot, but being able to, be better every day is the same way as us being in the field. We try to be better every single day, not getting any worse. Um, and and since I've always been that type of person, I let it know how it is, and if you don't like it, then so be it. If you do like it, then take it, and if not, just keep walking. That's how I've always been, and Jeremiah knows that by
Oh
now.
yeah.
So we all have to be like that in order to be better.
Yeah, it's constructive criticism or honest feedback is pretty much what drives players and us. I mean, we live the same lifestyle. Is that the first time you ever heard of Tater when you
Yeah,
when
what
you
was
got
your
the
very
map,
first
or-
no, the
experience with
first
Tater?
time. No, the first time was in 2015, 2015. But
Winter
that's
ball?
when winter ball. It was in Caguas. I was in Caguas, and you guys were on the other side, and you guys just walked by. I said hi, or whatever, whatnot, and there were some people being fishy about you guys and stuff like, oh no, there's a new company, the Puerto Rican supposedly. I said, well, what's the big deal? Like, why you guys don't want to talk to them if they're
Right.
Puerto Rican? They're like, yeah, but that's a cheap company. And now I'm like, oh, all right, fine, so be it.
Right,
Like, I
right.
mean, I can't say anything about them because I don't know them.
right?
So then, whatever, we said hi to each other and whatever. And then 2016 came, and we were playing in Gurabo. No, sorry, we weren't playing in Gurabo. We came back. I came back again to Caguas, and I was catching. And we spoke a little bit more, whatever.
Right.
And we only knew each other in social media. But then 17 came around, and that's when it was more serious about it. And I mean, the first time I ever heard it was in 2015. That's when a lot of people were
That was a long
just-
time ago.
yeah. That's,
Yeah,
I'm
I
still in
mean,
high school.
I thought you were playing Pampers. Yeah. Jeez.
yeah, that 2015 was rough for us because, like like many people know, we immediately got it compared to the biggest companies in the game, right? Like, how often do you? It's like almost like you just start playing baseball and you're getting compared to a big leaguer.
Mhm.
It's like we just started, so guys like you that gave us a chance, right, and really gave us that honest feedback to help grow and mold us, kind of helped define who we are today, because now we're one of the market leaders in the space, not only in bats, but batting gloves, you name it, apparel. And a lot of guys in the Winter League now use a product.
Mhm.
At any game, you can see somebody using a bat or a glove, and it was thanks to you and those other guys. We truly really appreciate you guys.
Things have definitely changed since that first year when you and Pops went to winter ball to show off the bats.
Yeah, I still remember trying to sneak into to the Santurce
Santurce side?
yeah, on the side. I was like, maybe we can go this way, and then Pops was like, oh, well, let's go this way. And then we walked over to the batting cages, and then we started showing off bats or whatever. But I remember making that SB12 for you.
I was just
Remember
about
that
to bring
model?
this up. I was just about to bring this
We
up.
actually still have that. We printed out like a huge sheet of paper that has every dimension for the bat, from the knob all the way to the barrel, and that's flat center and right next to all the equipment that we use to make the bats. So everybody's like, "Oh, who's David Vidal?" He's like, "He's the man. He's the man. Don't worry about it."
The most
Bro.
stressful bat Pops has had to make.
Tell me about it. Going with all that measuring stuff over there, that was in Mexico, and this guy's literally like with this tape, and I don't know what else he had, and literally I was with him doing that for like a good like 3 hours, I'll say, and I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, God almighty, how long is this guy gonna take with these measurements?
Yeah.
And I was like, are you gonna be done anytime soon? And he's like, yeah, I'm getting there. Well, getting there took another hour. And I'm like,
And then Pops came down after that, right?
yeah, and then your dad came down, and then we got some stuff done, and we went out, we ate, we did a couple stuff with your dad,
Yeah.
and but that was one of the longest models that we ever took.
We don't even use SB12 anymore. so it
No
was like-
chance, no chance. After all that headache that we went through, and we're not using.
There was like
the
8
SB12.
renditions of that model.
Jesus. Nah, that's. But the one that beats is the XLZ though.
The XLZ, new model.
Is that your favorite Tater thing now, or the XLZ, or is it
My
or is there
favorite one.
something?
My favorite one. I mean, I had mine, the Sazu model, but the XLZ. We came to a point
Yeah.
last year that I was like, man, my hands feel they don't feel good. I feel late. I feel heavy. Like I need some whip. And he goes, man, I have this
XL5,
XL5.
XL5.
Shout out to Young Gomes.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the help. You helped me out with 11 jacks. Thank you. So I told Jay, and I say, Jay, what you got there? Like he says, man, I got an XL5, but it's a 34. I said, man, you know what? Try it. Come on, I need it.
He said it had hits in it. It had hits in it.
He told me he had hits, it had home runs. I was hitting like $150 or something.
Oh,
Oh my God, it was awful. Right when I get that bat, I think the first day I went like 3 for 4 or something like that. And I tell Maya, I'm sorry, but
I'm a new man. This is what I got. This is what
I'm a
I
new
need.
man, but I just need this handle a little bit thinner because it feels like I'm holding a tree trunk.
XL5
so,
has juice.
yeah,
For
it
those
does.
who have swung the XL5, you know it has juice.
Yeah, definitely it has juice. And then now that we created that with my handle, the one that we call XLZ, it's off these charts, man.
Yeah,
Well-
you know, it's kind of crazy that now a lot of guys are swinging your model like right away. I mean, that, and I can't. It's a true testament of you knowing what guys like, right? So who better to know what a pro guy wants than a guy who's going to use it every day, day in and day out?
Mhm.
I think we probably have like 12 or 13 guys swinging your model now.
More
New
now. I
XLZ
think it's
probably.
more, honestly, because everyone loves it right away.
Next thing you know, everybody's gonna start using it.
Yeah.
Is a lot. It's a lot deeper sound. It's a lot. The ball jumps off the bat right, like way too hard. Like it's way different than the models that I've swung. And I mean, I swung in my whole career. I swung every company, and I'll be honest with you, and not because we're here and there's people around or anything like that. And I've told you guys before. I mean, it's the best wood I've ever used, and people tell me that sometimes I'm crazy because of Victor, because of Marucci, because of Sandbats. I don't care, but nobody makes 6 bats the same way. Other companies, they make 6 bats and they put 2 good ones and 4 bad ones. Because I've been there, it's happened to me, it's happened to a lot of guys that have been next to me, and they don't take the time that you guys take in every bat.
Yeah.
I mean, and nobody could tell me that they had the same communication with the bat companies that they'll do with our company. It's a lie. Whoever tells you that they do, it's a liar. Because usually you go to the guy, you tell him the model you want, the size, the colors, and that's it. You don't talk to anybody else.
Well, it's like you guys just become family to us because we look at you guys like an extensions of ourselves, right? It's beyond being a customer. You know, when I look at you guys, I feel like you guys are like pretty much becoming my best friends at this point because when you guys find success is when we're happy, right? Like I can care less if we sell more bats. It's really like, okay, V went 3 for 3 today, or Vidal hit a bomb today, or Jack is crushing balls. Like that's what brings us happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really drives us every day. But I've always wondered this. I never asked you.
Uh-oh.
When and why did you start playing baseball?
Jeez. This is going to be pretty funny, this story. So my mom was our coach.
No way.
Swear to God.
Shout out to the baseball moms.
Again?
So my brothers, they were always baseball players. My grandfather is Dominican. I mean, not a lot of people know I'm half Dominican. My grandfather was Dominican. My grandmother was Puerto Rican. So my grandfather, he used to live in Dominican Republic, and he used to be Sammy Sosa's basically like parent out in the camp, in Los Campos,
Okay.
what they say over there. And
In the
he
sticks,
used
for those that don't know.
yeah, and so he used to give food to Sammy, to Moises Alou, to the Alou family and stuff like that. So with that being said, my mom's was the one that used to teach my brothers, and she used to coach them. So when I turned 2 years old, there was a Pampers League for little babies.
Pampers League.
So,
Never heard of
yeah,
that before.
Yeah, there was a Pampers League in Puerto Rico, and my mom, she put on some Pampers, and I mean, it was basically run because we couldn't hit a ball, so we would just run around the bases. It was something funny, and that's how I started becoming a baseball player. Every day, I used to wake up to my grandparents, give my grandfather the ball. I used to tell him throw it. He used to throw it. He used to clock him right in the front of his head. Go back again, keep doing it, and it was every day. Every day it was baseball, and my mom. That's the only thing that she used to
Was there a good
talk
bonding
about
time?
and then do it. And then my brothers, obviously, me growing up, that we moved to the States, and when I was 3 years old, they just kept and kept teaching me. And next thing you know, like I am who I am today. Thank God for them and for my mother and for the people that helped me out through my whole career.
Did you ever have like a competition with your brothers?
I
Like,
did. I
who's
used to
the
get beat
best
up.
of this or what?
Yeah, I used to get beat up all the time. Oh, for sure. 100%.
Me too. Me too.
But they were separate though. They were separate. All of us have different ages. Obviously, I'm the smallest one, but there was one that was in high school, and he used to play football and baseball.
Oh,
So he
okay.
used to do multi sports,
Multi-sports.
and he was my only challenge. But obviously, I was a lot smaller. But that was it. I didn't have much, so I just come home and say, "Hey, I hit 4-line drives. Or probably 4-line drives were outs." But then he'll get mad and I say, "You suck," and then I'll hit him and I'll run and then I'll get beat up. So,
That's a healthy competition, right?
oh yeah.
Talk about a little bit about what it was like growing up playing ball in Miami, the high school years.
It was pretty interesting. I went through I went to 3 different high schools.
No
I
way.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I went to 3 different high schools. I started off in HML, Hialeah, Miami Lakes, and then I did 2 years there. I went to Miami Springs, played with Yasmani. That was his senior year. Everybody was a senior except me and another guy. And when they left, I was like, "No, I'm not staying here. There's not gonna be no
Team is
baseball
gone.
team. The whole team is gone. I was the only one, literally, and the head coach left too. So I was trying to follow the head coach. I couldn't follow him because there was a rule you can't follow coaches. So then I went to play summer ball that year, for my 12th grade year, and that team Manny was in, Machado was in, and the coach, he had seen me the year before playing in Miami Springs. So he calls me and he tells me, "Hey, V, come play for my summer ball team. I have Manny with me. You could be the second baseman." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I met up with Manny. We were like very, very, very strong, very, very united. And I played that whole summer. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to pass the FCAT. I couldn't pass the FCAT. I would fall asleep. I don't know if you guys know what the FCAT is.
No
it's
idea.
it's like a state test. You have to, if you go to public school, you have to pass it. But I was
Standardized test, the worst, right?
No, yeah, you had to get 100. Let's say you had to get 100% right. 50% was just writing down your name and the date, and I couldn't even pass that because
Oh,
I'll
that's-
fall asleep. I'll be honest, I couldn't pass it. But I went on and I went to go play in the private school that he was in.
Okay.
He was still not heard of, but he was in
On
the
the
hearings.
come up, yeah.
Yeah, he was in, and from that year, it was just like in 2 seconds, his name was out. His name was everywhere. We'll have like 50, 60 scouts a game.
Was that your junior year?
That was my senior year.
That was your
That was
senior,
his
okay.
sophomore year.
Okay.
His junior year, I can't even tell you how many scouts were. And then senior year, it was unreal. Like it was from corner to corner, scouts and everything. But my high school years, man, I love my high school years.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for baseball, man, I don't know what I'll do.
I hear you. You got signed right out of high school, right?
No, I did 2 years in junior college.
You did?
Yeah, Miami-Dade. Oh, man, are you all right? Did you wake
You
up
sleeping
yet?
over there? You need a
I
coffee?
didn't know.
This guy doesn't take his notes. or
No,
something?
you don't.
This guy just does
I didn't-
podcasts for
So we're gonna put him on the bench tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's not starting tomorrow's game.
Batting ninth.
Miami.
Dade?
Yeah, Miami-Dade. Junior college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, I did 2 years there. Signed my second year. My first year went better than my second year, actually. Probably they liked me more my second year. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess I was too ugly my first year, but I had a big class. I had a good guys in my first year of college and my second year. I had a guy from the Virgin Islands, Jabari Blash, that probably Chavis knows him. And he went high. He didn't even play a game, I think.
No.
But just because of his
tools.
Man. This guy was like almost 7 feet tall.
Sheesh.
Bro, hits used to hit home runs 480, 490 that center field. Like it was unreal. Like it was so unreal that he went in the 8th round. He didn't even play a game.
Wow.
I don't think. So I had my good times. There was bad times at times like any other.
What would you say is like your? I'm gonna steal Maya's question. What would you say is your happiest moment in baseball?
Jeez, my happiest moment.
See, he wasn't ready for this question.
Of course I was.
No, I don't know.
2017, Culiacan.
Oh yeah.
Caribbean
Next
Series.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that was my happiest time playing baseball.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, but it was the scariest one too. It was very scary, but we won, and thank God I was able to be the Caribbean MVP. That was a really big like honor. Um, not a lot of people could say that they did that.
That's very rare, man. That's
And it's and it's very rare for your country to come back to back MVPs because
Yeah.
it was me and then Anthony Garcia. We did it back to back, and we won back to back, same teams and everything. And
legendary.
that was pretty impressive. But that was one of my happy moments, man. I had never lived that 25,000 fans. You could feel the part. You could feel the dirt shaking.
Vibrations everywhere.
Like it was unreal. Like I turned to Yadier Rivera in one inning because we called timeout. The pitching coach called time to talk to our pitcher, man. And I had never been so scared in baseball till that day. They turned off those lights and started with the phone lights. And I turned to him like, do you feel the ground? Like, can you believe this right now? Like, feel it. He was like, I can't even feel it. I'm like, Jesus. But, I mean, I'm not going to say that I was ready for that, but it was pretty intense.
Yeah, the fans playing music, like instruments and stuff, just like that.
Yeah. The whole game. It doesn't stop to the last
People
out.
cheering, yelling
Like,
out your
till
name,
the last
whatever.
out. To the last out.
Yeah, that's that Caribbean baseball, the Winter League baseball. When everybody gets into it, it's crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah. And now that next year the Caribbean Series is going to be in Venezuela, that's a very baseball fan base of people. And imagine when the next year's in Miami, the following year's in Miami. So
We'll be
that's
there.
going to be more
I
interesting.
can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be more interesting.
What's been your favorite position to play? Since you play usually guys only play one position or two positions, but this guy covers everything.
Listen. I don't cover everything.
Catcher.
And
Don't be humble. He's being humble now, guys.
yes,
so it's
I
okay.
have to be humble. You know, when those balls get behind you and you have to run, they see all
They see your numbers.
You're like, holy crap.
I didn't
what
block
did
that
just
one.
do? That has happened to me plenty of times that I go up, I'm like, oh Lord. I turn around and it's just my number. That's all I see. That's kind of frustrating, but my favorite position is always been catching. But with knuckleheads these days, pitchers that they think that they know it all, you get into that verbal arguments with them at times because they think they know it all. And
I want to shake you off when you know this hitter. You played with this guy that he's pitching against.
No, and then they come. Oh, if it would have broken a little bit more, he would have missed it. But you know the phrase that I could say, right? But I'm not gonna say the phrase.
You threw the ball to his bat, pretty much.
Yeah. No, all he got was the fat part of the bat. I don't know why he didn't miss it. But my other one is third base. Third base is one of my favorites as well. But if I had to pick one, I'll go to third.
Did you grow up playing catcher, like being a catcher?
Yeah, my brother was the one that taught me, and nobody knew that I was a catcher. That I was able to catch until I was gonna get released in 2014 because of
Yeah.
how I was as a person. So Eli Morero, he was an old timer with the Cardinals. He tells me, he goes in spring training and he goes, AV, just to let you know, you're gonna be a backup this year. You're gonna go to high A. You're gonna be the backup to another guy. And I was like, listen, I'm not gonna be nobody's backup. I'm not here to play backup with anybody or nothing like that. If I'm not gonna start, let me go home. That was my mentality. I was an immature person, and since he was cheering for me so much, he went into the office and he says, let him catch. Let him catch, and I'll stay with him in spring training. I'll stay with him in extended. So I stayed in extended for a month. And I remember him just every day calling me at 5:30 in the morning, getting work done way before everybody got there. After practice, after the game, I had early work, late work. I had everything for a whole month. And, that got me even a better catcher. Not a better person, but a better catcher. And then obviously with the time, still I came back with my dumbness.
Would you say that was like a transitionary period for you as you matured as a ball player?
I did mature a little bit, but not until I got released. And I started my first year in Somerset.
Okay. Patriots.
That's when I matured more because I had guys like Brian LaHare, big time big leaguer. I had Robert Andino. I had Scott Cousins.
Big names there.
I had those guys that, man, the games were at 7 and I'll see those guys already there at 12. And I'm like, what is these guys doing here? Like, what do you guys sleep or no? And they're like, be the first one in, last one out. I never understood that until one day I didn't run out of ball. Remember, like it was yesterday. Didn't run out of ball.
Where were you playing at that?
I was at
What
third
stadium?
base.
What stadium?
At Somerset.
At Somerset?
Yeah,
At home,
Somerset.
playing at
Yeah, at home. And he grabbed me by the shirt. This was Robert Andino. I was living with him at the moment because I didn't have nowhere to stay. He goes, listen, the next time you don't run out of ball, your whole check is going to me. That's first. Second, you're not going to play another inning until you prove that you could run down the line. And third, you're going to be the first one here and the last one out. After that day, I was like, oh, my God. Here we go. So I started maturing even more. And with the game going on, them giving me information and me playing and me taking those in, like, they're like, I changed completely. I had a good year. And mind you, I only told the manager I was only going to play that year. That's it. I wasn't going to play anymore. So I was out of baseball. I didn't want to play anymore. And then I went on and I played, and then 16 came, and that's when I had like my breakout year. And then I was able to sign with the Marlins, and that's when I went to winter ball and they broke my hand. And when they broke my hand, thank God I had signed with the Marlins. I had down packed that contract. But I was going to get a 2-year deal. But I told them, no, I would just wanted a 1-year deal, because I wanted to prove myself again.
Right.
I didn't want to know that I have 2 years and just go bypass it,
Right.
Like, whatever. If I don't do good, I got another year. So I didn't want to make it seem like that. So I would
you
just
put some pressure on yourself.
of course. And they made me, go down like in 10 pounds because they wanted me to play second. Every day I was there at 5:15. I would drive from my house to the complex.
How far is it? How far is that
It was
drive?
like an hour 10.
So you're waking up at like 4 a.m. pretty much.
4:30.
4:30. Okay.
4:30, and then I'll make it there before because I have a heavy foot. So I'll get there and lights will be off. And I'll already be dressed and I'm there in a corner, like just waiting for everybody to come in. Once the light switch hits, clubbies come in and say, man, what are you doing? Like, why so early? I don't know, I'm just ready. And
Show you're committed.
And that helped me out that year. That helped me out in immense. Like it really helped my career. And nothing. Had a good year. Whatever. Had my downs and ups, and that's it.
I know guys might not say it, but I know when I go see you guys playing winter ball, everybody looks at you like a leader now, because they look up to you for what you've done and how you play and how much you care about the game. And as much as it's like that unspoken, like you can see it on the field, and I know everybody on the field is like family, but that's one thing that I noticed when I went to go see you play for the first time. And I don't know, it came as a surprise. I just pulled up on you guys.
Yeah.
But Maya, you have any questions for V?
What I was going to bring up, and it kind of ties into what you were saying, is that we're lucky to have V on board with us, not only because he has a ton of experience to kind of distribute throughout, but talking about being leaders, helping some of the younger guys that we have going through the system, kind of teaching them and showing them, I wouldn't say rights or wrongs, but steering them in the right direction so they can continue to propel their career. We're lucky to have guys like you, Cece, who are willing to talk to some of our younger guys who are just coming up, sharing the wealth to really help them grow too.
Who may not have an older brother that kind of has either lived that or really know what it's like, because not everybody's a pro guy, right? So,
Yeah.
what was where did your brothers end up playing? Or did
No,
they-
my brother. That's a long story. My oldest brother he was gonna be able to sign with the Braves, but due to the fact that he was a little crazy and did other stuff that he wasn't supposed to do, he took a different route. And my other brother, he got surgery on both knees
Oof, tough.
before signing with and and he was done.
Yeah,
So after
knees
that-
are tough, man.
Yeah, after that he just because he used to walk home from football practice in cleats.
Oh,
And it was
Yeah.
a long walk, and he used to do that because obviously at that time we didn't have money.
Mhm.
All we had was bikes.
right.
We had one car. My mom would get home late, and it's everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
Unless your family is good in money, you won't go through that. But people that had it how I had it, how many other people had it, because I know there's a lot of people that have sold their stuff to be able to make things happen.
Mhm.
It's pretty hard. It's not a easy road how many people think it is.
Right.
Because people think, oh no, you're a pro athlete and you play for so and so team. You have it easy. You wake up at any time you want. You say, no, sorry, it's not how you make it seem. You think we're rich? No, we're not rich. Because if you play at least a week in the minor leagues, trust me, you will want to get out.
Yeah. yeah.
Trust me, you will want to get out because the moment you see peanut butter and jelly after a game, you will not. You will
After
not
standing
wanna
in the
be
sun
there.
for so long, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it's a tough, and then it's a tough scenario for folks because, it's and sometimes you're in a state or a city that you don't know anybody, right? So it's not like you can call somebody up and say, hey, what's for dinner tonight? It's
Yeah.
like, and sometimes you're at a host family or rooming with a bunch of guys from all over and you guys kind of just, I think there you guys grow a bond doing that though, right? I think. Ryan and Quinones were telling us, like, the things that you guys go through, you bond with your teammates,
Mhm.
something that you guys always, could appreciate about each other.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it's not an easy road. A lot of people say it's an easy road, but it's not. It's not. It's one of the hardest roads that you have to go through in order to make it to the big leagues. I mean, I wasn't fortunate to make it to the big leagues due to my past. Hopefully, I had somebody that guided me how I've been able to help people.
Mhm.
Like for instance, this year I helped out maybe 4 kids this year,
Yeah.
and they wanted to quit baseball. And they'll see me get to park 12:15, and they'll ask me, they say, "Why do you get here so early?" I said, "Because I get my job, my work done early. By the time everybody gets here, I'm already done. I
Right.
don't have to." Because the time that I go home, if I go over 4 and I didn't do my early stuff, I'm gonna go to sleep with a regret.
Right.
Why didn't I come early? Why didn't I work on this? And I went over 4. Now it sucks.
Right.
But you got your work done. You went over 4. You could be able to go to sleep good because you in back of your head you have that. Damn, I worked. Maybe it didn't come out right, but I got my work in. Nobody could judge you for that.
Right.
But people could judge you for not working and you not doing good in the game. That's how I see it. That's how Andino, that's how Brian LaHair, that's how Scott Cousins, they made it seem for me. And then throughout my years, I played with all these big leaguers. I've had that privilege to play with all these big leaguers and take some of their stuff.
Right.
I'll just be quiet, take a little bit that could help me, not everything, because we're all not built the same.
Right.
And that's what's guided me to the person that I am today. And I'm not the best person in the world, but those steps that I took helped me become the person I am today
Oh, yeah.
because of them.
I mean, you're a great guy, man. Come on now.
Nah, I
yeah,
am. I
you're-
can mess around and everything, but jeez, that
Fred-
camera guy is ugly. Dude.
Freddie took my question earlier, so I'm going to take his. When did you decide that professional baseball was what you want to do with your life, with your career? Well, what age or what point in your life where you decided this is what I want to do? What were the conversations that led up to it? Did you talk to your mom, your brother, something about it? Or you're just like,
Nah, it
I'm
was
gonna
only
do it.
baseball in my family. Baseball is the only thing that I knew.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't book smart, but I just didn't like school. Like, there's a lot of players, there's a lot of people that could tell you that. I mean, not for anything, but Castellanos, he said it yesterday. I don't have a degree. I just hit baseball for a living. And that's how I feed my family. So that's how I saw it. I mean, I don't have the same saying as he does, but I mean, I don't have a degree out either. So I gotta help my family somewhere somehow. So when I got drafted, I worked my tail off in college and everything. And and when we got that opportunity, like to sign, I didn't have an agent. I didn't have anything of that. All I had was literally my 300 square foot efficiency with my mom
Yep.
and my stepdad, and my mom in front of me and the scout right next to me. And I mean, whatever
That's it.
he said, hey, I'm going because I got to help my family out. You
Yeah.
know, and whatever you're gonna give me, just give it to me. I had a good slot money, but obviously I didn't have an agent, so I didn't know better. I really got pretty messed up because
Yeah.
you know they knew what I had
What
in the
you were
slot.
working with, yeah.
And especially they kind of they got me.
Yeah.
But whatever, it is what it is. But I was able to help my family, so that's how I saw it. And with becoming a professional, I never had that in mind. Not like now, like everybody's just thinking, oh no, I want to sign. No, I want to sign. No, I was just taking it day by day. If I signed, then good. Then not, then so be it. But I wasn't seeing it that way. You know what I mean? I wasn't
Yeah.
seeing how kids nowadays they see it. No, first you got to play college, then you could become a professional. It's like high school kids. They say, "Oh no, I want to make it to the big leagues." But how are you gonna make it to the big leagues if you're still in high school?
Yeah.
First play college, and then you make it to the big. Then you sign. When you sign, then you could become a professional, a big leaguer.
There's a lot of stuff to learn when you're playing from high school to college, right? That those years from maybe what do you say, like 17, 18 to 2021 really define you as a ball player, right? Those are
Yeah.
that's when you first see you guys throwing 90, 95, 99,
Jesus.
throwing hammers.
101
Yeah, but we were using metal though, so that was even better in college.
Yeah.
and the BSR too. Not
But
the metal bats that we got
But
now.
nah, man. When I got to my first game in professional ball, that I saw 101 in the backstop
Oof.
and using wood, I was like, nah, this is not me right here. What is this? And me and Yasmani, we went through it that first year because when we signed, we went together to Arizona. Well, I went to Billings for a week, and after I didn't get a hit like in my first 10 at bats, they
Mustangs.
said, hey, come down,
Go
homie.
back.
Come back. You can't even pass the ball through the pitcher, man. Come back. Come on. And when I went down there, we were together. And yeah, in that first game that I played with him, I was like, man, this is rough down here. Jeez, these guys are throwing 100. They don't know where the ball's going. But then it got better. I mean, we learned and stuff like that. Jesus.
Talking about wood bats, right?
Yep.
How would you say, how important is it for somebody to figure out what they like or what they hit best with, and how is that like? We say it's like an exploratory thing, right? Nobody has the same feel or strength. Like, what is that process like?
It's pretty interesting, the process. I mean, Jay has been with me for throughout my whole.
It's a feel thing, right?
Yeah,
not
it's and me and Jay always talk about it like if you want whip, if you like the top heavies, you got to know yourself,
right.
because there's a lot of people that they don't like cup bats.
Mhm.
And me specifically, I like my bat whip, and
Right.
I never knew that till a couple of months ago. So
Yeah.
I learned in my late years.
Right.
I wish I would have known that before, because I used to use any model. I used to go around any model, and when we were speaking, I was like, man, yeah, I need some bat whip. Like what? And we spoke about that, and next thing you know, there it is. So it's very important to know what's best for you, and what's gonna help you out. Like, and you gotta also know the type of hitter you are.
Right.
If you're a line drive hitter, don't go using a top heavy bat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might be like, get laid on the ball and you're going to be
You
snapping
know,
them.
you're not gonna you're gonna be swinging and missing. If you're a power hitter guy, if you have quick hands, then maybe you could use a non-cut bat.
Right.
But always try to have a feel for the type of player you are, because not
Yeah.
everybody's the same.
And the type of pitching you're going against, too, yeah?
Of
Feel's
course.
tough. Bat feel is tough. Swinging is tough. Understanding feel. We talk about it all the time, especially with the younger hitters. But do you think, because you've been using the training bats since you started with us, all the variations of them, you think that's where you started honing in on like the feelings where when you use a specific training bat, the underload or the overload, whatever it is, it kind of isolates different feelings, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Because when I played, that's how I looked at it as.
Well, my early work consists of the training bats. My early work is the split grip, my flat bat, and in occasions I use the overload.
Yeah.
But definitely I do not let go of the split grip, and I do not let go of the small flat bat.
Flat bat.
Yeah.
Like Jackie.
Yeah, like Jack has his normal bat with a flat, and I mean he doesn't let go of it either, and I mean there's a lot of guys that, because a lot of us hitters, we like to go in and out of the zone very quick, rather than stay in the zone as long as you can
Yeah.
and finish up high. That's the method of every hitting coach and
Right.
every person that I've met throughout my career. And in the split grip is one of the best training bats I've ever used, and a lot of people could tell you the same thing, and that has helped me stay more inside the baseball at one and longer in the zone. That's very important at the end of the day when you're a hitter, because being in and out, you're gonna be so quick that you're not gonna be able to hit certain pitches. And if you do hit an inside pitch, it's going to be foul.
Yeah.
And that split grip, has helped me throughout my career. And I got a lot of people on it lately, and they feel the same way. And then the overload, it just creates a lot of bat speed. And the same thing that the split grip does. But it creates so much bat speed that they'd be like, man, I can't let go of this. And the flat bat, you have to hit it in that
On the
flat
nose.
part.
Flat part, yeah, you
Because
have
if
to.
you,
You have
because if you don't, it's
forget,
worthless.
forget about it.
Good luck, bro.
But obviously, V is a wealth of knowledge, and we're happy for you to be part of us. I really look at you like you're like actually blood brother to me. And I know it's getting late. Let's grab some dinner. We've been right now, for you guys that don't know, we're actually at spring training. We just had a long day. We wake up at 5:45.
Jeez.
Five.
Yeah, 5 on the note. Yeah, 5.
Just seeing Jeremiah's
The crust on my eyes.
Austin Power chest.
Austin Powers.
Jeez.
Yes.
Four,
Jeez, that
four-
power
We're gonna have to
point,
tell
that
him
was
that he has
not
to take
fun.
care of that. Yeah.
That was not fun.
4 or 5 coffees later.
But
We're here, yeah. Well, it was a good, we're happy to have you with us. We're really appreciative that you took the trip up from Miami to make this happen, man.
V drove 3 hours to be here with us, or 3.5.
3.5. Stomach bug, everything, but hey, we got to make it out here. It's an honor just to be with you guys. It's like a dream come true to me. We talked about this last year. How, hey, I want to go to a spring training. I want to see what it is, and you guys letting me have that experience is pretty nice. But yeah, I wanna thank you guys. You guys have been shit. You guys have been everything for me, man. This
Yeah,
year.
you're the same
And-
to us, man.
Same,
Trust
man.
me.
But we're gonna keep growing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun within the years, and a lot of people are gonna look back, and they're gonna regret not joining us.
We're gonna make history
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yes,
And
sir.
Real quick before we finish up, if you guys are liking what we're doing, some of the episodes, I know we're a couple into them now. Send them over to someone that you think might like listening to this.
Don't be haters. Just come on, man.
We're happy to have guys like V and some of the other guys that have jumped on board that can bring up a lot of stories and a lot of knowledge to pass on to everyone. So feel free to pass it on and bring someone else to the Tater family.
Absolutely.